White flag raised, and that off. Second grade one of the day, the Irish Stallion Farms EBF Honeysuckle Mares Novice Hurdle over 2-4, and it's Aurora Vega, and on the inside World of Fortunes, who are followed by the Big Westerner and Maureen on the inside, and then Catamosia, Head of Entitlement, Caroline Bamboo, Therese, and to the inside is Venusian, the start cap, as they take their first flight, all safely over. Little between Aurora Vega and World of Fortunes, tracked in the first time by Catamosia. And then the Big Westerner, who's followed by Maureen, Head of Entitlement, and Therese alongside. After the stable companions, Caroline Bamboo and Venusian next, and then comes Come to Voudra. After them is the English runner in the race, That'll Do Moss. Flight number 2 and wide apart, World of Fortunes and Aurora Vega. Followed by Catamosia, who's within a couple of lengths of the first pair. And then the Big Westerner and Maureen, Therese on the outside of Head of Entitlement, and Caroline Bamboo and Venusian. They're followed by Swing Davis, That'll Do Moss. As they jump the third flight, the flight that'll be the last one next time. Slight mistake by Come to Voudra. On opposite sides of the track, World of Fortunes, Aurora Vega. Split by Catamosia, 3 lengths to the Big Westerner, who's fourth. And then Maureen and Head of Entitlement, and Therese and Caroline Bamboo. And on the inside, Venusian. Swing Davis, That'll Do Moss, and Come to Voudra. They're followed round the bend by Hey Sunshine. And Camille Desoy is the back marker. 7 flights left to jump, as they got in numbers 4 and 5 on the uphill past the stands. World of Fortunes, Jordan Gainford on the inside of Aurora Vega and Paul Townend, followed by Catamosia and Keith Donoghue, who's picked up a spare. In 4th place is the Big Westerner and Dad O'Keefe, and the Head of Entitlement and Rachel Blackmore, as they go towards the next flight just outside the halfway stage. Little changes up front. It is World of Fortunes, Aurora Vega, followed by a keen running Catamosia, then the Big Westerner. Head of Entitlement, Maureen next. On the outside is Therese, then Caroline Bamboo, That'll Do Moss. Venusian, Swing Davis, Hey Sunshine. Come to Voudra, and a break of 4 lengths back to Camille Desoy. Passing the halfway stage, 5 flights left to jump in the Grade 1 Irish Stallion Farms EBF Honeysuckle Mares Novice Hurdle. World of Fortunes, Aurora Vega. They make the downhill, followed by Catamosia. The Big Westerner has never been too far off them. Same can be said about Head of Entitlement, and then Therese. And Maureen is next. The flight a mile from the finish. Aurora Vega jumped it better than World of Fortunes, and now there's daylight between them, with Catamosia picking up second spot. Then the Big Westerner, Head of Entitlement, and Therese making the run towards the 7 furlong point with 4 flights to go. Aurora Vega, the definite leader now from World of Fortunes as they reach the final 7 furlongs. Then comes Catamosia, the Big Westerner, Head of Entitlement, Therese, Maureen next, then Venusian. Caroline Bamboo after them, followed by That'll Do Moss, jumping the 4th last flight at the completion of a circuit. It's Aurora Vega, the leader. 6 furlongs to go. 3 flights to jump. It's Aurora Vega and Paul Townend. Nicely clear of World of Fortunes. And then Catamosia, Head of Entitlement, edging a little bit closer on the outside of the Big Westerner. And then Therese and Maureen next, with Caroline Bamboo facing the 3rd last flight. Aurora Vega up there in front from Flagfall, comes to 3 out. Aurora Vega up and over from World of Fortunes, Catamosia, Head of Entitlement. And then Maureen improving on the inside of the Big Westerner, who's just lost a place or 2 as they run round the home turn. Less than 4 furlongs to go and 2 flights to jump. It's Aurora Vega turning back in for the final 2 flights, leading by 2.5 to Catamosia. Maureen up into 3rd, followed then by a steadily improving Caroline Bamboo. That'll Do Moss runs on the outside for pressure, and they're followed by Head of Entitlement. The Big Western has been pulled up over the second last, and it's still Aurora Vega the one to catch. From Catamosia, Maureen, That'll Do Moss is still staying on ahead of Caroline Bamboo, and then Therese, well beaten, Head of Entitlement, and then a fading World of Fortunes. Coming to the final flight, it's Aurora Vega the leader. At the last, Aurora Vega untidy, with That'll Do Moss finishing strongly against the far-running rail. They're wide apart. Aurora Vega from That'll Do Moss coming with every single stride on the first side, but Aurora Vega has it! Aurora Vega bounces back in the Honeysuckle mares. Second is That'll Do Moss, Caramojan third, and Therese in fourth. A big Grade 1 double for Willie Mullins.
That's the official business taken care of. Paul Townend back in the big time. Paul, great to see you back. And how satisfying was that? Because I get the impression you've had a fair bit of faith in this mare all the way through.
I have. You can't beat breeding, you know. And she likes it here as well. It wasn't happening for us in Cheltenham, but I said the trip today helped a lot. And yeah, just we weren't able to boss it in Cheltenham, and she ran okay to a point. She petered out, and I suppose my chance was gone with night on this prize, you know. Yeah,
were you happy enough from an early stage today that she was in the decent?
Once we jumped off, but I wasn't happy at the start. She landed herself a couple of times like her mum would do, but once I got her moving forward, I was happy, and she actually nearly over raced with me out where I was, but I kind of wanted to be out there and take a chance, and you know, she parked a little bit at the last and missed it, and I thought we'd thrown it away then. But when she heard the other one there, she rallied for me again.
That's how it looked, all right. I mean, she's a Grade 1 winner now, just like her mother. Do you think she can go on and maybe hold her own further down the line in open company and maybe win a few of those mares?
Yeah, I think she will, because I'd say she doesn't give you everything every day either, you know. And even when she was winning the couple of races here earlier in the year, I always thought there was a little bit more in there. Without being flashy, so I hope she can, and you know, she stays well.
And tell us how you're feeling yourself after the bit of time off. Has that really stand you good stead today?
It has, and the winners helped even more, to be honest. You can't beat winners, so no, good to be back, and important weeks coming up, you know.
Very much so. I'm sure you'd like to win another Irish National tomorrow. What's your feeling about Keita Bourbon's chance?
Yeah, he's unexposed. It's a very, very competitive race. You go through it a lot of times and come up with different answers to it. So, you know, he hasn't had the look of the green, the look of the Irish the last couple of days. So maybe he might be improving, but he'll have to improve. But the trip, I think, it could bring about a bit of improvement to him.
I'm sure you've heard the good news from Plumpton as well. Have you the 1-2 over there? That's going to be some battle over the next week, isn't it?
It will, yeah. The trainer informed me before I got down even, I think. So I'll worry about the business here. And no, it's big pots there, and Dave is working overtime, so fair play to him. I say he'll be happy when it's over.
It's been a good day's work today, that's for sure. Paul, thanks a lot.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Gary.
Let's bring in the champion trainer then, Willie Mullins. Willie, what a day it's been once again, a Grade 1 double here. Things going rather well over at Plumpton too, I gather.
So I hear, yeah. I have a missed call from Nico, so I hope it's good news.
Yeah, he was second, I think, on Daddy Longlegs. Was he too absurd over there?
Yeah, no, I just saw the end of the race, so it looked good, absurd. Looked very good, and yeah, Nico looked to be going very well on Daddy Longlegs, yeah. So
that was a great result, but I suppose the main business today was here at Fairyhouse with those two Grade 1s. How pleased are you with your two winners there? But I suppose we might as well start with Aurora Vega.
Yeah, I mean, I was particularly pleased the ride Paul gave her. You know, he just stayed out wide, kept out of trouble, knew if he could keep jumping and keep her mind focused, which he did. Except for that one little mishap at the last, I think she jumped well. I missed the early part of the race, but it looked like she looks like her mother. She looks like she's just getting better with age. And I remember her breeder, Quevega's breeder, telling me at the time, you know, that family, it's just a part of that family that as they get older, 6, 7, 8, 9, that they just get better, and it looks to be that way because she never showed me that sort of stuff at 3 and 4. You know, you're always trying to make a good 3 or a 4-year-old out of them, but I think you just have to wait and be patient and let them come to you rather than you try to force them.
Paul certainly seems to feel she'll be well able to hold her own in open company next season, but will we see her again this term first?
The way this season is going, God knows what's going to happen. You know, we might find a little race for in Perth or somewhere.
I think you've missed the boat, Willie, with that.
Yeah, but it's unlikely, but we'll see what's in Punchestown. You know, the chances are a lot of these mares will have run here, so you're probably only going to run against horses that have run before, but I'm not looking to run her again.
The other Grade 1, of course, also won by a mare, Spindlebury. I'd say that was a particularly satisfying one because you resisted the temptation to go to Cheltenham with her. Does that spectacularly vindicate it?
I think so. She, you know the old saying, horses for courses. She loves this track. She has the ability. All she needed was a bit of luck, and didn't even need that at the end. She just has the ability. She looked like a real nice mare for the future.
She's had a lightish campaign. Would you be keen to crack on with her?
Unless there's something in Punchestown, that's all. I'm not keen to run these. You know, once Punchestown is over, there aren't races for these types of horses. You put them by for the for the autumn time, and I imagine that's what'll happen.
Yeah, she's certainly done her bit anyway for the cause today. Speaking of doing a bit for the cause, as I say, it's been a good day at Blunted. You still a couple to go over there, I think, of you later on?
I'm not sure. I have so many race cards in my pocket here, and I brought tomorrow's race cards by mistake as well, so I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Sure, Mr. Casey's keeping you well up to speed, is he?
Someone is in here, yeah. They're keeping me. I mean, this is what I think I've even
another winner at Cork. I'm just hearing in my ear in the meantime.
Yes, that was interesting. Mr. Policeman won the Michael O'Sullivan chase. This day 2 years ago, Michael O'Sullivan rode his first winner for us and announced himself on the stage. And it's funny how the race named after him and the same horse that he won that race today. So it's just funny how things work out, you know. So, you know, we all know how good he could have been and was going to be.
Of course, he rode Spindlebury here last year too, didn't he, when she was second?
That's right too, you know. So it's a funny game, but that's disappointing that the race called after him, the horse that he won today.
Very much so. Willie, the one downer was Patrick getting a fall earlier on, and we only got the news at the last minute that he had to miss the ride on Moore. He's not in the bumper either. Is he okay?
No, he's okay. I was down and he was getting a massage there. He's just the back, real the base of his back there. I think he just got a bit of a bang, and I imagine another rub down tonight and a rub down in the morning. He'll be fine tomorrow.
Yeah, you've won obviously that bumper in the past with Kopek de Board, most notably last year. Is there anything of his calibre lurking at this time around?
I don't think so. I think we have a nice horse down in Mallow. I think Jody rides Dr. de Menil down there. He's a nice horse. So we've a couple of nice horses in this race, but if one of them happens to win, I'll be delighted.
Great stuff. It's been some days so far. Good luck following the rest of it, Willie. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.